Konnichiwa, tomodachi. I just now said hello friends in Japanese. Konnichiwa is hello and tomodachi is friends. Now I'm gonna say yokozo to no kidding. Yes, you guessed it right. Yokozo is welcome to no kidding. Last time in the previous video, we signed off with sayonara in Japanese, and this time we'll be welcoming you in Japanese, and we shall continue this tradition. Let's proceed with all of our favorite subject, the favorite topic for news, which is sports. In the sports world, the news that are making headline of late is Olympics and Paralympics. It's Paralympics, not Paralympics. Paralympics is meant for people with a range of physical problems, congenital or otherwise. It includes the limb issues and also the vision impairments. Paralympics began as a small gathering of British war veterans in 1948 when they all assembled despite their disabilities which were acquired during the war. They still wanted to play a sport or two. And that's how the tradition of Paralympics began. The first Paralympics was held in Rome on 25th September 1960, in which almost 23 countries and 400 athletes had participated. Now it has grown to a really big event where almost 160 countries participate, and there are more than 4,000 athletes competing with each other. Every year, it's Chinese and American athletes who are up on the medal tally list. But this year, it was unprecedented victory for even Indians with almost 19 medals in their kitty, which is a really commendable job, I must say. Did you know that there's also another Olympics which is meant for mentally challenged? And that is Special Olympics. There's another category known as Deaf Olympics, which is meant for people with hearing disabilities. Yes, and the Deaf Olympics is scheduled in 2022 at Brazil. That's all from the sports news today. In the exciting world of science and technology, it's English businessman Richard Branson who is creating history, or rather has created history as the first space tourist. On 11 July 2021, Richard Branson and 3 of his crewmates together flew to space as the first space tourists. They flew in an aircraft named VSS Unity. This aircraft was manufactured by Richard Branson's company, Virgin Galactic. The flight was almost an hour long, and after that, they flew about 53.5 miles above the Earth. It's around 50 miles or so that the Earth's surface, the atmosphere ends and the space begins. So they were almost 3.5 miles into space. Wow, what a feeling, isn't it? Oh boy. So we did ask Richard Branson how did he feel, and in his words, he said, "I have dreamt of this moment since I was a kid, but honestly, nothing could prepare you for the view of Earth from space. It was just magical. I'm taking it all in. It's unreal," is what Branson had to say. Did you know this space sojourn also had an Indian connect in Sirisha Bandla, who works for Virgin Galactic in UK and also coordinates with the US government. Aren't we all waiting to become space tourists soon? Oh boy, I'm excited. How about you? In the world of business and economy, let's discuss something exciting today. Let's talk about plastic money. I'm sure all of you have heard about plastic money. Yes, you must have seen that your parents are not taking out the notes or the coins but actually paying through a card. That is what is plastic money. Now today I'll be explaining you about plastic money and the categories. There are two broad categories of plastic money. One is debit card and the other is credit card. Now the debit card is something very simple, where suppose me, Yamini, I have an account and I have say 100 rupees balance in my account. So whenever I go grocery shopping or anywhere, suppose I've spent 15 rupees, I pay through my debit card. So it directly reduces from my account balance, which was 100 rupees. So 100 minus 15 is 85 rupees, that is balance in Yamini's account in the bank. That's how a debit card works. Now let's come to the second category of plastic money, which is credit card. Now credit card is something like where an organization says, it's a financial institution, is the organization which I mentioned here. The financial institution will come to me and say, Yamini, even if you don't have money, you can assume that you have 100 rupees in your account and start making purchases through the credit card. And at the end of the month, you can give me the total expenditure that you have made and you don't have to pay to the individual shopkeepers. And I, that is the financial institution, will pay on my behalf to those individual shopkeepers. For example, me Yamini, I go to Domino's, I purchase a pizza for 200 rupees. Then I go to McDonald's, I purchase a burger, say for 50 rupees. And I go to I go again to Hamleys and I purchase a toy, say for 500 rupees. So I've spent 200 at Domino's, 50 at McDonald's and 500 at Hamleys. So I've spent almost 750 rupees, which I haven't handed over to the shopkeeper at all. I have paid through my credit card. So at the end of the month, the institution that has given me the credit card would ask me to pay him 750 rupees, which on my behalf, he has paid to each of the places, Domino's, McDonald's and Hamleys. That's how a credit card works. There are some flip sides to both plastic money as well as real money, which we shall discuss in the next episode. I hope you've got a little heads up on what the plastic money is. Now go and discuss with your parents as to which institution has issued them a credit card. That's all from the economy and business section today. Now let's discuss this month, this week in history. 1st of September 1939, incidentally, is a very important date in world history because 1st September 1939 was the first time the German Nazis invaded Poland and World War II began. Incidentally, 2nd September 1945 is also equally important because exactly 6 years later, on 2nd September 1945, the Japanese surrendered and the World War II came to an end. Now let's talk about the importance of 4th September. Before that, do you all know Geronimo? No, not the Stilton silly. I'm talking about Geronimo, whose name is taken before the skydivers and the parachuters jump. Do you know they say Geronimo? That's in order to take away the stress and become brave. Do you know from where the name Geronimo came? Well, Geronimo was an Apache leader who fought with great bravery and valor to protect his homeland. Yes, the local American tribe known as Apache, and Geronimo was Apache leader who fought for 30 years against the US Army, and finally he surrendered on 4th September 1886. That's the importance of 4th September. Now we shall proceed to 5th September. As you all know, 5th September is celebrated as Teachers' Day in India. And I'm sure you all are aware that it is to commemorate the birth anniversary of India's first Vice President and the second President, Sri or Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Yes, he very strongly believed that the teachers are the most important minds behind the future of any nation. He was not only a great teacher but also held a very special professorial chair in the Oxford University, London. Apart from being conferred the Padma Shri, he was also given the knighthood in India. And that's how 5th September is celebrated as Teachers' Day to commemorate his birth. That's all the important dates of this week in history. So let's discuss the difficult words that I used today. I'm not too sure if it's that difficult, but let's look at them. The first word we used today was congenital. C-O-N-G-E-N-I-T-A-L. Congenital. Congenital means something that you are born with. Yes, but it's not like an inborn talent. It's usually associated with a health issue or a physical issue. So while using it in a sentence, it's something like, my friend was born with a congenital heart disease. That's how the usage of the word congenital is. Moving on to the second word that we used here was veteran. V-E-T-E-R-A-N. Veteran. Veteran is usually associated with somebody who is senior and experienced in a particular field. For instance, I would say Dilip Kumar was a veteran actor, or my grandfather was a veteran freedom fighter. Usually, veteran is associated with war or battlefield, but not necessarily. The third word of the day was invaded. Invaded means forcefully entering or entering without permission. I-N-V-A-D-E-D. Invaded. This is past tense of I-N-V-A-D. Invade. And how do you use it in a sentence? For instance, do not let anybody invade your privacy. So, don't let anyone enter your private space without your permission. That is what is invade. Let's move on to the fourth word of the day, which is valor. Valor is spelled V-A-L-O-R. Valor means courageous, exceptionally courageous, fearless. It is usually associated with somebody who fights. So we can say the soldier has exceptional valor. So with the difficult words, we've come to an end of this video. Make sure you use the difficult words every day in your spoken language. Only then your vocabulary will enhance. As of now, doei doei, which means bye-bye in Dutch. And you know, next time I'm going to welcome you in Dutch again. As of now, stay safe, stay focused, and you bet no kidding with a naughty, nerdy N. If you like our videos and if you like this channel, please do subscribe and press the like button and recommend us, No Kidding, to all your friends. And all of you will grow smarter and more intelligent. Doei doei!